Miigwech. Good afternoon, everyone. Hello, it's me, Corey Whitford. On December the 8th, 2020. No, quick, je sais. No, quick. I know that you want to have a special guest here this afternoon, so I'm going to copy our email address. I'm going to put it right here. Control V. In the chat bar audition nikada no mi the sidebar show. So good afternoon, everyone. Kinao, hello, it's me, Corey Whitford. In the city, broadcasting live from the satellite station. Mirmai an mango, Mirma Echichigian. Satish, Mango, I'm guesting about Anna for the 12 o'clock show. The seven circles. We'll get to see how the seven circles are unpacked. Mango, we're putting a call out to Mr. Ray Masu. Ray, come to this address right here. https://app.blive.tv/app.be/live.tv/628-441/guest. Ni cho cái tục cái đấy mà cái tục mi mai sẽ em mà còn cái bên này we cái nô giang mai chứ. Thế mà volume mà nó chịu cái spinan. Mình nghe ya best we getting in kuma mit mi mai ta je tanak kami giang. We're just hanging out right here getting ready for our afternoon program. Just so I gonna watch. Just get got the question na you each of them. So I'm gonna take this bar off the screen. Now our bumper. I yeah, my man boy. Just had a guest show up for a second and then left once again. Magija, awiyo manongum tapitagoshin chibiganuni wangma mataje right here at the satellite station, Treaty 2 territory. When I went to go check out the shub office in where Headingley. We went there in a red 4x4. I remember the day when that territory was sanctioned, First Nations territory, nation territory, Swan Lake, Abiskigaman. I remember that way back 15, 16, 17 years ago when that land was first converted to reserve status under the Treaty Land Entitlement Agreement. But we'll save that for another time. I want to bring our co-worker in and the man who's going to be talking about the circles and unpacking some of the work that we're going to be doing here. Ray Masu. We're working together and we're coordinating interaction with the nations. Out there is on our side, and we're all working together. Ray Masu has now showed up, and I want to invite you to the show, Ray, and bring you on screen.
The Coyote Whitford, how are you doing, cousin?
Not too shabby, cuz.
Good to
just doing my thing here, broadcasting to the masses.
Good to see you. I like the backdrop. You're advancing a little bit. I see you got a headset and microphone, so you're definitely advancing Moccasin Channel News Live. So excellent job, Corey.
Yeah. All right. 12 o'clock hour. What are we going to give the Treaty 2 territory citizens? What do we want to share with them today?
So we'll provide an update with our circles today, seeing how this is Circle Talks. with MTNLive at noon, every Tuesday at noon. Actually, every Monday to Friday at noon, 12 o'clock noon, we have Circle Talk. So thank you for inviting me as a guest speaker for today's session. One of the things I wanted to share is there's a lot of difficult we're going through a really difficult time within our Treaty 2 territory. A lot of our nations are currently in code red as well, with restrictions in place. So a lot of the work that the staff have to do is get the engagement happening with the members of the nations. So it's been a challenge for our circle keepers when it comes to developing the natural laws, developing the laws for their circles. It's become a challenge when it comes to engaging our members within the nations. So one of the things the staff, the circle keepers have started doing is they've conducted surveys and questionnaires through websites, through the various media outlets with the First Nations in Treaty 2 territory, as well as nation websites and the nation's social media. So that's one way of engaging our members of the nations. One of the other things that the circle keepers are going to be doing, along with our regional offices, is they're going to be handing out surveys and questionnaires through hard copies. So they're going to get creative and somehow getting the hard copies out to the members of the nations. For example, a lot of our elders, a lot of our knowledge keepers don't have access to some of the online services that a lot of us have. So by doing the hard copy surveys, it'll be a great way to get copies and questionnaires filled out by those elders and those knowledge keepers. Therefore, all that information will come back to our circle keepers, and then our circle keepers can continue their work with their law development within their circles. So I'll give you another example. Our lifelong learning keeper, Donna Bayer, has conducted a online survey that she's submitted to the local nation helpers. And so the local nation helpers then complete the online surveys along with members of their nations. Those surveys are complete. There's a deadline. And then once those surveys are complete, they go back to Donna, and therefore the information and data is collected on her end, along with her researcher, Kayleen Matthews. And they gather some of that information with regards to education and lifelong learning within the nation. So, and moving forward through these difficult times, the First Nations in Treaty 2 territory circles, our regional offices, as well as our local nation helpers under the operations, are going to be looking at those types of alternatives when it comes to engaging our members of the First Nations in Treaty 2 territory. So they will be doing surveys and questionnaires, and even just somehow getting posters up on social media, posters up in the local businesses, if we can have access, and just even do the engagement through telephone. A lot of people enjoy phone call conversations, and you have a little bit of a connection there when you're doing telephone conversations. So hats off to our circle keepers, hats off to our regional offices and local nation helpers. They've adjusted when it comes to engagement with the members of the First Nations and Treaty 2 territories. So I just want to thank you for having me today. I'm going to wrap it up, but that was I thought it was very important to share that. So for our members, our audience out there, please look out for are providing to the members. So fill them out. It's the best way that we can engage with our members at this time. So
Well done. Now I've got a clear picture on where exactly you're at in the work plans, getting the Shkabeg ready and communicating with each of the Shkabes and each of the nations, and having Shkabeg carry out the work. That's a really traditional way, a nice way to funnel all that information, even by using paper. I really like that idea, Ray, to bring in the hard copy surveys. I find that those are really rich. You get really rich info from that. And then, those phone calls, sometimes you catch a person right at the right moment and you end up having a long conversation and mining some gold.
absolutely. So one of the things we really want to do with all our circles, including care protection of the natural world, lifelong learning. Um, we now have our new circle, which is Child Family Nation. One of the things we really need to do moving forward is engaging our knowledge keepers, not only our knowledge keepers, but our young people as well, engaging everybody and creating those laws with our Anishinaabe natural laws, trying to create laws through um, government, some of the old INAC laws or the Indian Act. Those they don't work for us. They never have. They never will. So one of the things I'm encouraging the circle keepers to do, and they all know this, being Anishinaabe, is to engage our members within our nations. They are the Anishinaabe people of our nations. They know the natural laws of being Anishinaabe. So when it comes to, I'll give you an example. When it comes to care and protection of the natural world, when we were put here on Mother Earth, one of our responsibilities as Anishinaabe was to take care of the earth, to take care of this land, take care of the animals, the plants, the water, you name it. So we have a great team with Ron Missy Abbott and Sean Girk who are doing exactly that. Ron and Sean have been reaching out to our our elders within our nations and trying to get an understanding, not necessarily understanding, but trying to get that information, that input when it comes to our natural laws and protecting our natural world, right? We have those responsibilities. So that's one example. Another example is with um, our new circle, which is Child Family Nation. Um, the provincial Child and Family Services Act does not work for our people. As a matter of fact, it does opposite of what it should be doing, right? So, um, one of the things uh, we'll do moving forward, I'll give you the example of a natural law, and I spoke about this earlier with a couple of staff and my partner. We talked about when you see a nest, a bird's nest, there's eggs in that nest. So one of our natural laws is you don't disturb that nest. There's eggs in that nest. So if you disturb that nest, if you move it, the bird, the mother, will reject. That connection is lost. So that's one of the problems, the main problems we have with the Child and Family Services Act right now. And mainly, um, we're talking about apprehensions. We disturb that family unit.
Yeah. I
So
hear you. I
I'll
understand your logic there.
I'll leave it at that. That act doesn't work for us. So, and moving forward, the First Nations in Treaty 2 territory have created a child family nation circle. And that's one of the things we're doing moving forward, which each of our circles is creating our laws through those natural Anishinaabe laws. So,
Reconnecting, revitalizing and bringing it forward again. That connection that was once lost is returning again through story and through survey and through technology. So, Ray,
absolutely.
we're going in a good direction. Because thanks for giving us an update here today.
Wonderful. Thank you for having me today. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I'm looking forward to seeing the other guests that you have later this week on Moccasin Trail News Live. So, Chimigwech.
Chimigwech, Ray. He won't win the no. Miigwech, bro. Aho. That was Ray Musso. Takes care of the operations on behalf of Treaty 2 territory. All the operations, all of the happenings that are taking place first in the First Nations and Treaty 2 territory government. Treaty 2 territory at the Jindamang. Which Ray. Thank you. Ray Masu on today's program, starting off the Tuesday, December the 8th, 2020. Well, that was our noon hour program. And coming up at 3 p.m., Ganabach Karen Gijik, Dabe Gagigitoge, we're going to be coming to talk here, an interview and an update on what's happening on the Health and Wellness Show this afternoon at 3 p.m. right here on MoxandTrailNewsLive.ca. On our Facebook page, it's MTNLive. And if you need to get a hold of us, or if you'd like to know more information about our shows, please go to, please send your emails, your emails at news@mtnlive.ca. That email address again, if you want to email us something, www.mtnlive.ca. On your chat bar on the side, right there, right on the chat bar on the side of your screen there, mtnlive.ca. Ahamsa. Ni choga ne duk, dine maga ne duk. Mino, gigo, wabamigo. Aho.